is Chinthi Weerasinghe, and I'm the CEO of Mitra Digital, a digital consulting and engineering services company headquartered in the UK with delivery centers in Colombo, Sri Lanka. Welcome to our spotlight interviews where we highlight key leaders of Mitra. And this time, we have an award winner in our mix. Let me tell you a little bit about the award itself. The Top 50 Professional and Career Women's Awards is Women in Management's foremost annual event that recognizes and celebrates individuals and corporate achievers who are trailblazing women leaders in Sri Lanka. 2020 marked its 10th anniversary, and it was a great honor to receive this award myself last year. And it has given me great pleasure to nominate and announce that Sangeetha Navaratnam, who is one of our principal architects at Mitra, has won this in 2020. She's won the Science, Technology, and Innovation Award for Women. Sangeetha, I know a little bit about you, and I'm sure the rest of Mitra does, but for the rest of the world, why don't you tell us a little bit of yourself and how you found yourself in tech?
Thank you, Chinthi. First of all, I'm very honored and grateful for this recognition. Thank for your confidence on me and for nominating me for this award. So if I start off with a little bit of about myself, so I will start with my childhood. I'm from Jaffna, from a village called Weerasinghe that's located in the Jaffna Peninsula itself. I took my primary education in Eladamatwal GTMS, which is a close by government school to my home. After completing my grade 5 scholarship exam, I went to the leading girls' school in Jaffna, which is Wembali Girls High School. I completed my school life there and selected for Faculty of Engineering, University of Peradeniya, based on my A-level results. From the childhood, I wanted to do engineering. I believe it's because of my father. My father is a draftsman, worked in irrigation department. I think seeing too many engineering drawing and exposed to much engineering aspects has influenced me in there. I also was good in math, and my grades was also good. So my teachers has endorsed it, and I think I picked up the confidence from there also. But it was all about dams, buildings, and roads, and never was about technology and software. But I got exposed to all the fields across the board of engineering in my first year at my faculty. So that is where I have realized that I want to do computer engineering. So I finished my degree with first class honors and got selected to one of the leading consultancy firms in Sri Lanka in their campus interview. So I started my career as associate engineer at that time. So that's how my tech life started. After working there for more than a decade, I felt that I need to have a change in my career, and that is where I found Mitra. And then Mitra had also welcomed me with a very challenging project, which was actually in corporate at that time. So it was a challenging start at Mitra too.
Yeah, of course, I think, it's interesting that you took on a challenge head on. So just staying on the award, why do you feel it's important for awards like this to be given and women to be recognized in the industry?
Yeah, even today in many parts of the world, not only in Sri Lanka, there is a belief that women is inferior to men. Even some of us as women see themselves inferior to women if we see around us. I think an award for women would create more awareness to eliminate this perception from our communities. On the other hand, we all live in a very strong social norm that deeply believe it might result in compromising one's personal life if women take up career in certain industries. I believe IT industry is one of them. So showcasing example of successful people from these industries who can actually be related to would give many women the courage to take up the opportunities that's out there. I think you may remember, Chinthi, I have mentioned once that I learn a lot these days in my career than ever before. So when I thought about it further, I realized it's because beyond the fact that you have a unique way of inspiring any one of us, we both being women had played a role in my perspective, because I could relate myself to you, and I believe that we share many values as women. So I believe having a female role model starts from the families itself. I have never realized in my childhood, but I understood very later, that seeing my mom being very strong in my family and the society had never given me the opportunity of think inferior to my peers. So I compete always with the same force like any men, and even more. I never took me being women as an excuse for anything that I wanted to do. So I strongly believe having an inspirational leader as women will definitely help to shape up our careers as women.
Oh, I think absolutely. And I think when you and I chatted about even nominating you for this, your first response was, why? Why am I getting recognized? I don't, and I think that's a really, if most people actually have that reaction in our culture, but actually, your award is not just for you, it's for every little girl today in Jaffna, you know, carving a path for themselves, wanting a career, wanting to figure it out, and believing you allow them to believe that they can do it because you did it, you know. So I think recognizing people, giving them an award, making them role models the award actually enables that. And I think you've gone through several challenges in your personal life as well as your careers. So, can you tell us a little bit about some of the obstacles that you've had and how you've overcome them throughout your career?
Certainly. I told my mom was a very strong character. And I'm brought up in a family where women is given equal importance to men. My mother being a teacher, she used her career as a weapon to upfill the lives of many of her students. So grew up seeing her great leadership in her school, in the community, and in our families. I had actually got the strength, I believe. I have also seen my father had been accepting my mother as is, and then he had been like very much appreciative of her qualities, and then he was accepting her as an equal partner than a secondary. And my father had been, of course, helping my mom in all the possible household activities when she's out there for any of her initiatives. But still, when I started working in an IT industry, when the demands are high, we all work late and we end up in going home very late and traveling alone. So that made my parents really worried at that time. Even from a family of equality or a family which maintain equality, this had been actually looked as issues, or it had been reasons for my parents to be worried. So I had to put a great level of effort to convince them why the environment that I'm in is safe, how I'm traveling, and who I'm traveling with, and how the journey is and how safe it is. But I had to do it again when I got married. little tougher this time because I have my husband and another family to convince. But I could buy in everyone to pursue a career that I like. I think it is a process of education in the family. On the other hand, when we take on more responsibilities in the family, so that means when we build our own family, and then when we become mothers, our responsibility is going to be widened. So I think that we need to take a step back, or at least I have taken a step back and thought, what is important to me, and how do I balance my career and family responsibilities? How am I going to share this with my family members, and who is going to help me? How am I going to set expectation at my organization that I may not be able to commit to certain things that I used to commit? For example, staying very late for a production deployment, or staying overnight to support a warranty period. So I thought thoroughly how am I going to actually set expectation at my organization level also. So I think it is possible for a woman with more responsibility to continue to be in their career, but we will have to learn our ways of managing the expectations, and we will have a strong education process to educate the stakeholders around us, from family to the stakeholders at workplace. If we do so, then we have everyone's support, even the support in household activities that are traditionally believed to be something that woman has to do. But if we get that mix, and if we get that problem sorted out, I think we can have our career without any trouble.
Sangeetha, I think that was a very, very valuable answer to a lot of young women, trying to make a choice. And I think it's the choice that's really important, right? That anyone out there who wants a career, who wants to balance work and life, that they feel that they have a choice. Choice at home, choice at work, to be able to balance both out. For my last question, Sangeetha, I really want to understand, how have you found working at Mitra, supporting and developing your career and to be the best that you can be?
Yeah, sure, Chinthi. So I already have mentioned like how Mitra has welcomed on my first day with the Code Red project. So the trust has actually started from there. And I remember after my first KT with the CTO, he was like, how come you are not scared of it? Right? So everyone was very supportive. Everyone was like, the trust that I was shown from founders to the project management, and the supports that I got from the client definitely have actually made me to start a great career at Mitra. I have never seen a bias towards any gender at Mitra. I have not come across any instances of having gender-based discussions to give or deny an opportunity to anyone at Mitra. At least in the forums that I'm part of, I think I'm part of many forums. So I don't see that at all. Moreover, 40% of our leaders are women in Mitra. And also, one other interesting fact is that I run regional businesses of Mitra with another woman. This showcases how Mitra is treating and trusting women leaders equally to men. We both are being mothers themselves, ourselves. How we share responsibilities regardless our roles is an example how each one of us can support and appreciate each other in the workplace. I remember reading a research finding that women are more inclined to be cautious to take up new roles that they are not experienced in, whereas men believe that they can learn what they lack while in the work. But the fact that we both, myself and my peer leader who is running the regional business, are being new to this role and have never done it before, and learning through the process of executing these responsibilities proves that the findings of research or perception that we see generally um, in our work life doesn't exist. I believe Mitra truly not only consciously but unconsciously unbiased towards any gender from the visibility that I have. It is blended in the organizational culture. After all, we are an organization headed by a women CEO. Right? This speaks for all.
Thanks, Sangeetha. And I think you highlighted a lot of things in there, but just to reiterate, I think at Mitra, certainly we, are conscious of the unconscious bias. We are conscious in making sure that there is no disparity in wages, in any opportunity that we hand over to any individual. So I think we're very proud of that fact. And the proof is in the leadership. The proof is in the representation of women in the leadership. So with that, I'd like to thank Sangeetha for her valuable contributions to Mitra. Congratulate her one more time for the wonderful award and talking to us about a little bit about your life, your background. And we continue to, I continue to look forward to working with you and see where your story leads from this point onwards. Thank you again for your time. And thank you.